Om Shri Sai Ram. Let us begin this new year with the words of Paramahamsa Yogananda. He says, "Let my soul smile through my heart and let my heart smile through my eyes so that I can scatter and spread smiles to sad hearts." So let us begin this new year with a sense of gratitude, offering to Bhagwan and thanking him for the beautiful vision that he has given us. But lots of words are associated when it comes to eyesight. The first one is obviously seeing. And what is seeing? When we just close our eyes and open and look at the world around, that is in fact seeing. So come on, let us go and explore all the terminologies associated with our beautiful eyes. My dear friends, just imagine that there is darkness everywhere and you've closed your eyes. Now you open your eyes and you want to see the world around. But for that, you definitely need a source of light. And this source of light can be the natural sun or an artificial one like the lights here. You definitely need the light because in darkness, you can think the rope to be a snake, the moving cloth to be a ghost. So this is all that happens when we open our eyes and see. My dear friends, it is very important that when we see, we also have this focus. And when I talk of focus, the example of Arjuna is what comes to my mind. The Pandavas and Kauravas were educated by Dronacharya. And one day he wanted to test if the children had learnt archery. So he kept a wooden bird on a distant tree and he asked all the disciples to line up with a bow and arrow and shoot it, okay? Nearly 100 of them are there. So first it was Duryodhana who went and took the aim. Then Guruji asked him, "What do you see, Duryodhana?" He said, "Lord, I see the sky, the tree, the branches, the bird." He said, "Just lower your bow and go away." And then came Bhima. Then again he took the aim and Dronacharya asked him, "What do you see, my son?" He said, "Lord, I see the tree, the branch, the fruits, the bird." He said, "Please lower your bow and go away." And it was like this, the whole thing was going on. He didn't even allow anybody to shoot. So all the students were worried and perplexed. What is this? What is our Guruji trying to do? And it was the turn of Arjuna. And he also took the aim. And Dronacharya, his Guruji, asked him, "What is it that you see, my son?" He said, "Guruji, I see the eye of the bird." Then he asked, "Don't you see other things, the tree, sky?" "No, Guruji, I just see the eye of the bird and nothing else." Then he said, "Go ahead and shoot, my son." And needless to say, it went and met the target, that is the eye of the bird. So this is seeing with a lot of focus, and this is the kind of focus not merely the students but all of us should have in life. We all learned what seeing is, right? Now let us move to a little bit advanced one, and which is very much relevant for students. You would have heard your science teacher tell you this word often. In the biology lab, you would have read about the cell structure of a plant. You can see a leaf, but you don't see the cell structure obviously. Then your biology teacher keeps the microscope and she places the slide, and then when you see through it, when you observe through it, you understand, okay, this is the structure of the cell. So here what is happening, actually you see, seeing component is there, but along with that there is a backup of some mental process that happens. You've already learned something and you're able to correlate that. So in a room that is just like that, all of us see the things. Okay, we see a table here, a chair there, a flight of stairs, etc. But a detective is able to find out a story, unravel a mystery that is there behind all this. So this is the difference between seeing and observing. But that's not all, my dear friends. There's a lot more for us to know. So come on, let us go and learn it. Hi friends, this is in fact a glimpse wherein you just have a passing view of something. You really are not bothered about collecting a lot of information. And opposed to glimpse is insight. Then how does insight happen? You observe a lot of things, collect a lot of information, process, analyze, infer a lot of things from that, and when you get a deep understanding, that is called as insight. These two are opposites. So you get to understand that one is shallow knowledge, whereas the other one is deep understanding of the subject. And when I talk of insight, I am reminded of an incident that happened in the life of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda had been to Chicago, USA to attend the Parliament of Religions, all of us know that, and on one such day he was sitting in a library and going through the encyclopedia. He was just, it appeared as if he was having a glimpse of it, but we all know the level of concentration he has. And there were a few young American lads who saw this monk in ochre robes turning the pages of Wikipedia. So they said, this monk must be really a dumb one, he doesn't know to read and he's just flipping through the pages. So they started laughing at him. Swami Vivekananda ignored them for some time. But when this went on for a long time, he asked, what is it that is amusing you all, my dear friends? They said, you don't know to read and you're just turning the pages of Wikipedia. You know what the book is. So he said, okay, so you think so? Take this book and ask me whatever questions you want to ask from any topic that you want. Now the boys were in for a surprise. They took the book, they took their own time because they didn't know the contents of the book, right? So they were flipping through the pages and seeing what tough questions can we ask, and naturally whatever questions, whichever may be the branch they asked, Swami Vivekananda gave them the best of answers. So his mind, what is a glimpse for all of us normal human beings, was enough for him to have a deep insight about the subject. That was the sharp mind that Swami Vivekananda had. So my dear friends, let us also sharpen our intellect so that our power of concentration, our insight of various things becomes sharp, deep and profound. My dear friends, the last word that we are going to analyze is vision. Vision is usually associated in common parlance with the promoter's idea of his organization. He is able to look into the future and have a plan, maybe a 1-year plan, 2-year plan or 5 years plan. So somebody who is able to not merely think only about the present but is having a foresight. A vision is a projected thought process wherein you can imagine the future also. But when God sees man, like when Lord Krishna looked at Arjuna, he said, I see not this moment, I see the numerous births that you have taken. And of course the Lord doesn't have any restriction because he is Kalatita. He can see the past as well as the present and the future. That is why when all of us used to sit in the Kulwant hall, our hearts would pine. Can I get this? Even a glimpse of the Lord is more than enough to sanctify my birth, because we believe that this glimpse, this short look of the Lord can purify us and sanctify our birth. And that is why the famous song is there, Vizhi Kidaikuma, Abhayakaram Kidaikuma, Gurunathan Sharanathin Nizhal Kidaikuma. Now, the main component of this entire talk is knowing what Swami says about all these terminologies. So come on my dear friends, let us go and explore that also. Swami gives the analogy of a glass. We have glass windows, right? And what happens when we have glass windows? We are able to see what is there on the other side. So when the glass is there, our vision is directed outside. So now imagine that if you coat it with silver, what happens? And if you go and stand in front of that glass, now it has got transformed into a mirror. So you don't tend to see what is on the other side, but you see yourself. So when you stand in front of a mirror, you start observing yourself and our vision is directed inwardly. And we start analyzing, we start introspecting, and there begins the journey of self-improvement. We realize that we are not animals and we are human beings, and from there on we have to proceed and understand and realize that we are divine. And when we do this, we will understand that the whole universe is filled with this spark of divinity. This was the vision that the young boy Prahlada had and which his father did not have. And this is something that is very, very lofty. It is not something that we can get easily. But I am very happy we began this new year with this lofty vision in our mind. Let us proceed step by step and let us pray to Bhagwan that sometime in our life we also will get this vision, the vision that Ishavasyam Idam Sarvam. My dear friends who are watching this video for the first time, I request all of you to subscribe to this video, and all my subscribers out there, thank you for your support, but kindly pass on this link to your family and friends. Give your valuable comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Stay tuned my dear friends. Thank you.